Hi everyone, my name is Jessica, and today I want to show you how to make some beaded ornaments. Christmas is coming up soon, so yeah, I made these, and it are little dangles on the bottom, and I'll just show you what the ball looks like. It's a very easy project. It's suitable for beginners. Um, we are gonna do the same thing every time. We're gonna work in circles around the ball. The only thing that changes during the whole project is the amount of beads in between the different rows. So grab your stuff together and we will start making some decorated Christmas balls. The materials we are going to be using in this project are some 4mm crystal beads or round beads or glass beads. I'm using 4mm bicones. I'm going to be using 11/0 seed beads. These are not Miyukis or Tohos, these are just normal store-bought beads. If you want, you can change to another side of bead also. The only thing you are gonna have to do is adjust the amount of beads that we are gonna be using. I also have some heart crystals, and I have 4 of those, and those we are going to be using to make the little dangle decorations in the bottom. We're also going to be using a 6cm ornament. It's I believe it's 2.5 inches roughly. So I'm going to put this aside. I have around 3 arm lengths of Ceylon. You can also use Fireline if you want, but I really suggest that you take the 0.006 for that, because in the first round we are gonna do a lot of passing through those beads, and if you're gonna take a thicker wire, then I don't think you can cross that many times. So I waxed my wire and I put it on my needle. So in the first round I'm gonna start with picking up 6 11/0s, then a crystal, and again 6 11/0s, and a crystal. We're going to do this 2 more times, so 6 11/0s, and a crystal. One more time, six 11/0s and 1 crystal. So in total we have 4 times 6 11/0s and a crystal. I'm gonna bring those to the end of my wire, leaving roughly maybe 15 centimeter of tail. We don't really need a lot of tail on this project, it's just to get our wire away. I took a little bit more. Then I'm gonna go up again through all my beads so that we can form a little circle. Just make sure you don't skip any beads. Happened to me a few times already. Of course, with 3 arm spins of wire, it takes a while before you faster. So we should have something that looks like this. And I'm gonna go into the first 6 seed beads and into the crystal again. There we go. Now before I continue, I'm gonna try if this round fits over my ornament. As you see, this fits over here. I strongly suggest that you do try to fit it first before you continue. It would be a shame to do a whole ornament and then see that it doesn't fit. So for our next round, I'm going to pick up 3 4mm crystals and I'm going to go back into the crystal. So my wire comes out here in the top, so I'm going to go back from down to up and get your wire through there. So you have something that comes looking like this. And I usually go around in that same setup just one more time. So going down in the crystal, I'm going to go over here. And this is actually just to keep this little circle more in position. Going up again. And back into the crystal. I'm gonna move over, going through the 6 11-ohs that follow behind there, and also in the next crystal. And there we go. And we're gonna do the same here. So picking up 3 4mm and going up in that same crystal again, going through there with your wire, and again just go around the beads one more time, so going down. I also don't I take these beads one at a time, because it's like with a right angle weave, because that's actually a little bit what we're doing here. And you're gonna take them all at once. You can pull them out of shape as well. So just take them one at a time. I know it takes a bit longer, but we're not working against the race, right? And up in this crystal again, moving over in the next 6 seed beads and the next crystal. And we're gonna do the same thing 2 more times. So go ahead and already do that, and then I'll meet you back when you're all done. I just went around in my last circle for a second time, coming out of my crystal in the middle. I'm gonna put that wire through. I'm always getting stuck behind my tablecloth. Like that. And we are going to continue into the next 6 11-ohs. And into the next 4mm. Now we're coming out of this 4mm right here, so we are gonna go down in that next 4mm. I'm gonna pull my wire through. There. Now we should be having something like this. And before I continue, I'm just gonna make sure that it still fits, and it does. Now for the next round, we are gonna pick up 8 11-ohs, then 1 4mm, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we're picking up 8 11-ohs, a 4mm, and again 8 11-ohs. We are coming out of the crystal here, so the wire is facing downwards. So we're gonna skip to the next crystal, and we're gonna go into the crystal in an upwards direction. I hope you can see this. So when you put your wire through, you should have a little dangle like that. We're gonna go into the next crystal, 4mm. There. We're gonna move 6 seed beads and the crystal. No, I'm mistaking. Not in the seed beads. We're gonna go down in the next crystal from that circle. I'm skipping ahead of myself. There we go. And we're gonna repeat the same thing, so picking up 8 11-ohs, six, 7 and 8, a 4mm crystal, and again 8 11-ohs, 6, 7 and 8, so 8 11-ohs, a 4mm and 8 11-ohs, coming out downwards in this crystal, and we're gonna go upwards in the next set of 4. Like that. Pull your wire through. There we go. Now we have 2 little dangles. So going into the crystal from the middle circle. Now I'm not gonna say it wrong. We're gonna go down in the next crystal. There we go. And we're gonna repeat this 2 more times. So picking up 8 11-ohs, a crystal, 8 11-ohs, going up into the next set, going around, and again 8 11-ohs, crystal, 8 11-ohs, and we're gonna come right out here. So continue doing that, and I'll meet you back when those 2 are done. I just made my last little bow here. I went up in that crystal, so I'm coming out in the crystal right here. So I'm gonna go into the middle crystal again. I'm gonna go down the crystal next to it, and I'm also gonna go into the 8 11 seed beads, and also into the next crystal. There we go. Now in this round we're gonna do actually the same thing as we did here. So we're gonna pick up 3 4mm and going in that same crystal again. And here I'm also gonna go around there one more time just to keep them in place better. So I'm gonna go down, next to it, and up, into the crystal that we started out of. And there we go. We're gonna go to all the 8 seed beads again. Then we're gonna go up the crystal there, into the crystal in the middle, and down the next one, into the 8 seed beads, and the next crystal. And there we're gonna come out picking up 3 4mm. I'm gonna make my circle again, so up in that 4mm again, going around one more time, as you see I also get knots, into the next crystal. We're just gonna make our little circle complete. Up, and in the first one, there we go, up in the following seed beads and the crystal, into the middle one, middle 4mm, down in the next 4mm, into the seed beads, all of them, and the crystal. Picking up 3 4mm crystals, going back into the same crystal, going around, and up again, into the first crystal, up into the seed beads, into the next crystal, into the middle crystal, down 1 crystal, into all the 11 O's, and the crystal. Last time, picking up 3 4mm crystals, 2 and 3, going into the same crystal again, going around again, so down 1, moving over to the side, and up again, and into the first one. We're gonna go down in this crystal next to it, and here we can start with our new row. This time we're gonna pick up 12 11 O's, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 11 O's, 1 crystal, and again 12 11 O's. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So we have 12 11 0, 1 crystal and 12 11-0. And we're going to do the same. So we're coming out in the bottom here, and we're going to go jumping to the next cluster of 4, and we're going to go up. I'm going to pull my wire through, and this is what we should have. I'm going to move over in the next 4mm, so I'm going in that one, and I'm going to go down in the next 4mm, picking up again 12 11-0s, five, 6, 5 and 6, 1 4mm, and again 12 11-0s. So 12 11-0s, 4mm, 12 11-0s. We're coming out in the bottom here, so we're going to jump to the next one and go up. And there we go. Going in to this middle crystal, and down the next crystal. And we're going to repeat this 2 more times, so 12 11-0s, a crystal 12 11-0s, jumping over to the next cluster, and I will meet you back when we finish this round. So I'm gonna put my last section here, so and there we go, and still the same, so going into the middle crystal, down in the next crystal, into all the seed beads, and the next crystal. Now before I go any further, I'm gonna work away my beginning wire. So I'm gonna take this one off my needle, now you can actually choose what you do. You can tie some 1/2-inch knots if you want. I really don't like knotting in my projects, so I'm just gonna go through some beads until I'm actually convinced that my wire is pretty secure. But if you're more secure when you tie knots, well, go ahead. And once your wire is secure enough, you can just cut it. I'm gonna go in a few more beads. just gonna cut off my wire. I'm putting my needle back on my working thread, and you can probably already guess it. We're gonna make the same little clusters. We're just gonna do the same thing over and over again. We're coming out the crystal right here. So like we did before, picking up 3 crystals. 1, 2, and 3. Going back into the same crystal. Going around there one more time. So going down a crystal. Moving to the side. Going up. And in the beginning crystal. We're gonna move all over to the other side. So we're gonna go into the seed beads, making sure you don't skip seed beads. I'm gonna go up in that crystal next to it. We're going into the middle crystal, only the crystals. Just make sure you don't pick up any seed beads along the way. And I'm gonna go down 1 crystal, and we're gonna go into all the seed beads and the crystal. Picking up 3 crystals again. Going into the same crystal. Going around one more time. Up. In the middle one where we came out of in the beginning. We're gonna go up all the seed beads. Gonna go into the crystal. Into the next one. And down the next crystal. Into all the seed beads. And the crystal. Picking up 3 crystals. And I think you can figure the rest of this row out. It's always the same. So picking up 3 crystals, going into the crystal, going around again, going up the beads, moving over, going in the beads, and a circle. So it's the same like we did before. I'll meet you back when this round is done. I put it my last cluster here, went around there one more time. So we're gonna go up all the seed beads. Like that. I'm gonna go into the crystal. I'm gonna go into the middle crystal. And down one. Into the seed beads. You can't get them all at once. I'm gonna go in 2 times. And we're also gonna go into that crystal that follows behind there. In there. We're gonna go down 1 crystal. And now in this round we're gonna pick up 15 11-ohs, a crystal, and 15 11-ohs. 5, 10, and we're gonna do the same thing like we have been doing all the way. So I'm just gonna show you this because I can assume that it gets boring to see me count 15 beads. But we're always doing the same thing, so that was 10. Now I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 15 11-ohs, a crystal, and 15 11-ohs. We're coming out of the crystal down here, and we're gonna jump to the next one and go up in that crystal. And there we go. I'm gonna go into the crystal there in the middle to get to the other side. And we're gonna go down 1. And again 15 11-ohs, a crystal, 15 11-ohs, and we're gonna jump from here to the next one over here, and that we're gonna do all the way around. So 15 11-ohs, 1 crystal, and 15 11-ohs. And I'll see you back when you finish this round. I picked up my last sequence of 15 a crystal and 15 11-ohs, and I'm gonna go in to my crystal. I'm gonna go into my crystal next to it, and then we're gonna go down a crystal. There we go. We're gonna go into all the seed beads. And you can already guess it. Picking up 3 crystals. We're coming out of the crystal, I forgot to mention that. So picking up 3 crystals and going into the same crystal. Only the crystal. And there. I'm gonna go around the beads again. One more time. Going up. Into the same crystal again. And like we have been doing all the way, we're gonna go up to all the seed beads. Right here, we're gonna go around the crystals into the next section of seed beads, and in the crystal, picking up another 3 crystals. It's the same like we have been doing all the way around. So let's finish up this row, and I'll meet you back when this one is finished. Well, I put my cover on my ornament, and I'm gonna continue working like this now. I made my last little cluster here, went around the beads, and I'm coming out of the crystal on top of there. So I'm gonna go down 1 crystal, there we go, and in this round we are gonna make jumps like this from these crystals to these crystals, and we're gonna pick up 20 11-ohs, a crystal, and again 20 11-ohs. So I have here 20 11-ohs, 1 crystal, and again 20 11-ohs. I'm coming out in the bottom here, and I'm gonna go up in the next 4mm crystal. There we go. My camera ran out of memory, so I was saying I picked up 20 11-ohs, a crystal, 20 11-ohs. I went up here in that crystal. So I'm gonna move to the next crystal. We're gonna go into the next crystal. Like that. And we're gonna go down in the second crystal behind there. And we're gonna pick up again 20 11-ohs, 1 4mm, 20 11-ohs. So I picked up 20 11-ohs, a crystal, and 20 11-ohs. We're coming out the crystal here, and we're gonna jump to the next one, going up. There we go. I'm going in the next crystal. That didn't work. There. And only the crystal. Don't take any seed beads along the way. Like that. And I'm gonna go down a crystal. We're gonna repeat this 2 more times, picking up 20 11-ohs, a crystal, and 20 11-ohs. Hopping over to the next one, and I will meet you back when we're gonna start the next round. I made my last section here, and I went up in the crystal. Now you actually need to make your own choice if you want to close the ball up completely or if you want to leave it like this. Now you can still take the ornament off. If you close the ball up completely, you can't take it off any longer. You can also make little dangles here in the middle of the crystals, so you don't really need to close the entire ball off. I'm gonna do that anyway, so I'm coming out the crystal on the side here. I'm gonna go up in the next crystal. And I'm gonna go down a crystal. Through all the seed beads. And the next crystal. I'm gonna do one more round, putting a circle of crystals there. So I'm gonna pick up 3 crystals, 2 and 3, going back in the same crystal. I'm gonna go around one more time. Gonna go up after, around the 3 up crystals and down the seed beads to the next one. And I'm gonna do this round the same as we have been doing so far. I'll meet you back when we have all our crystals in place. I went around my ball and I'm coming out of the crystal down here. I picked up 8 11-ohs, a crystal and 8 11-ohs, and we're gonna do this round the same as we did before. So jumping over to the next cluster of crystals, and there, going around to the other side. So going into the next crystal and one down. Picking up 8 11-ohs again, a crystal and 8 11-ohs, and working my way around the ball again. So I meet you back when you have done all those sections. So I did my wraps around, coming out of the crystal, like going into the next one, and going down one crystal. I'm gonna go into those 8 seed beads and the crystal. And this is the bottom of our ball. Now I'm gonna attach those together. So I'm gonna go, my thread is coming out of the crystal here, so I'm gonna jump over to the next crystal. I'm not picking up beads, and then I'm gonna jump again to the next crystal. Only going into the crystals. It can be a bit tricky with those beads in the front, but it will go like that. And one more time, no, 2 more times. That's a 1. And in that last crystal. And now we're gonna tighten our wire, and as you see, it kind of pulls everything down. Now I'm gonna go in those same crystals just one more time, just to be sure that they keep the position that I want them to be. As you see, it just opens up again. So we're gonna go around those crystals until they stay where we want them to stay. You do need to consider that we are gonna make some dangles in here, so you do need to leave some space in your crystals to be going through there at least 1 or 2 more times. So, but as you can see, I'm not holding it anymore, and it already stays decent in place. Like that. Now it doesn't matter out of which crystal you come out of. And I'm gonna start by picking up 5 11-ohs, a 4mm crystal, and then I'm gonna pick up 15 11-ohs, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 5 11-ohs, a crystal, and 15 11-ohs. Now I'm gonna pick up 3 more 11-ohs. Then I'm gonna take my accent bead and 3 more 11-ohs. So I kind of divide it into 2 pieces. So you have your 5 11-ohs, a crystal, 15 11-ohs, and then the 3 11-ohs, the accent bead, and the 3 again is like a different section, because those we are gonna skip. The rest of the beads I'm just gonna slide down against my ball, and I'm gonna go into that first section again. I'm gonna go into the 15 11-ohs and into the crystal. I'm gonna pull my wire. There. I'm gonna pick up 5 more 11-ohs, like that. My wire is coming out of the bead here on the right side, so I'm gonna go in the opposite direction of that bead. And now I'm just gonna pull everything into place. Like that. And our first dangle is completed. Now we're gonna move over 1 crystal, and we are gonna repeat the same thing. I am making my dangles in a different length, so I'm gonna be picking up 5 11-ohs this time, a crystal, and 20 11-ohs. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I'm already gonna slide this section all the way down to my ball. Now we're picking up again 3 11-ohs, one of your accent beads, and again 3 11/0. So this section stays here, and I'm gonna go up again in my 20 11/0 and my crystal. Like that, pulling it already close to my ball, picking up 5 more 11/0, 5 more. I'm gonna check my ball. I'm coming out of the crystal right here on the left side of my dangle, so I'm gonna go in there, as you see you can get tangled into your dangles. Let's straighten this out. And there we go. And we're gonna move over one more crystal. This time I'm gonna pick up 25 instead of 20 or 15, so that all my dangles have a different length, but that's up to you. You can do them all the same length, of course, if you want. So make 2 more dangles and I'll meet you back then. I made my last dangle, and the only thing left to do now is working our wire away. So yeah, again, the same as I said before, you can tie knots if you want to, but yeah, I'm just gonna go through my beads until I'm sure that my wire is not going anywhere. So just the only thing you should consider is, yeah, stay on the beaded path, because otherwise you're gonna have wire showing, and that's not really the idea. So I'm just gonna go through the beads and cut my wire. And to have a little bit more of a personal look, we're gonna make our own hook to hang our ball on, because if I buy Christmas balls here, they always come with yeah, those kind of cord loop thingies you need to tie around the eye there, but I actually don't really like those. I prefer to make my own. That doesn't work. Yep, it did. Just be careful you don't break any beads at this point. That would be a total shame. And I got myself a knot here. But I'm not going to bore you with this. Just secure your wire and cut it off when you're satisfied. And I'll meet you back to make our hook. To make our hook, I have a 1mm metal wire. I have no idea how many gauge it is, but it's 1mm. So I have roughly maybe 7-8 centimeter, but let's say 10. And I'm gonna start out, I'm gonna take my round nose pliers and I'm gonna put it at the widest part, and I'm just gonna bend my wire around there, so that we have an eye. I'm gonna put my pliers here and bend it so that we have like this shape. I have 8 seed beads in the same color as I used in my project, so I'm gonna put on 3 8 seed beads, then one of my crystals, and again 3 more seed beads, like that. And I'm gonna then slide down. Now I have some, it's a round tube from some beads, and I'm just gonna use this actually to form a loop. I'm gonna put my wire against that, and I'm just gonna press, and I'm gonna do that and a little over halfway. I'm gonna put my pliers here and make a little bend. Now it's a bit too big, so I'm gonna cut some wire off, and I'm just gonna bend again. Like that, and I'm gonna just try to make it into a hook shape. I'm just using my fingers for that. And to finish off, I'm gonna take my smallest piece of my round nose pliers, and I'm gonna make this into a small little loop. Like that. And now I'm just gonna bend it over a little bit more. No, I cut too much wire off. Doesn't matter. We have small branches on a Christmas tree as well. I'm gonna open my big loop and hang my ball on there and close it off. And here you go. All the ball, all finished, ready to hang for Christmas. I hope you liked it, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make to upload another tutorial. It's roughly the same, but we have a little bit more loops. Now this one I did with 9 seed beads, so I still need to recalculate my ball, because I do want to make the video with a 11 seed bead. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the next project. So yeah, you can maybe already start on making these if you like it. And I will see you in the next tutorial.